Hey, good evening. Welcome to Toronto Urban Native Ministries online drumming. My drummers will be here shortly. I don't know when. They said they're on their way, but we'll get things started shortly. I am sorry if I kept you waiting a few minutes. Apologies. It's 6:04. So what stories do I have since last week? Well, the weather's been pretty good. No tornadoes, ha ha ha. No tail ends. That was pretty freaky when that storm hit. I know in Toronto, the clouds came in real quick and it got dark real quick. In Greektown, that's Cape and Danforth in Toronto. And we had some hail, heavy rain, thunder, wow, and lightning. I know the drummers were concerned that their plants on their balcony might blow over, but the news is everything was good, everything was fine on their end. Their cats were happy. They were afraid they might be frightened. But anyways, it was thundering and lightning. It lasted a good 20 minutes. But before, when the clouds were coming in, the birds knew. The birds knew enough to fly away. So that's good news, but it left as quick as it came, but it did rain throughout the evening. But everything was good. My plants on the balcony, I only have one, and I mentioned it's a raspberry plant, a bush. It got sunburned during our heat wave, so a lot of the leaves died off, but it's doing real strong. So it'll come up next year. So while we're waiting, I guess I'll start off with what song's coming to my mind. Usually I don't start the songs, but yeah, someone talked to me about the woman's traditional song. I can't remember who brought the song, but I do know it came out of a Anishinaabe house. Someone brought it there. It was a big drum song. And about 27, 28 years ago, even though it was a big drum song, the men let us sing the song so we could teach the little boys the song. But we sing our songs slightly different on the hand drum than we do on the big drum. We tend to sometimes we harmonize, sometimes we drag the song out and we sing it slower. We tend to sing it a bit higher. But my understanding on the song of the women's traditional is about honoring the women, the elderly women that are coming out in their traditional regalia. And as you're singing it, you have to, it's like a swaying motion when they're dancing. Their feet are close to the ground because we're honoring Mother Earth. They don't kick their feet up real high, or bring up their arms real high, like the fancy shawl, or like the Jingle dancers. So just remember, they're slow and steady, but consistent, and that's why they're the backbone of our community, because they're there. And I like to call it unconditional love, good or bad. Happy or sad, the elderly are always there supporting the youth. So as you're seeing them with their buckskin and their fringes, which are really long, some of them are really long fringes, swaying. And getting back to that, it reminds me of in my community when I hear the creation story of the woman falling out of the sky. When she was falling out of that sky, the part of the story of the creation story was she was expecting, and her husband was out hunting, and she had this uncontrollable urge to, cravings. So of course, she got close to the hole, in the sky world. For the special root that her body craved for. And as she did, she accidentally fell out of that hole. And when she fell out, she was trying to catch her balance, and she was grabbing. And as she, trying to get some balance and get back in, but she was falling. And of course, she was grabbing roots with her and seeds, and they were falling out of the sky. And that's why we have the plant world. And this is, I'm not going into depth on the teaching. I'm only giving you bits and pieces. Some are more elegant in their storytelling. But it was a teaching that we talk about at Wata, Mohawk First Nation. So it's a common story. You'll read it in storybooks. Some of them are very lengthy and beautiful and colorful. A lot of beautiful artwork. And I tend to condense things and make it a bit shorter. So apologies on me. But my intent is not to leave anything out. And I'm going to wait to smudge until my drummers come. So as the seeds are falling out, so that's the representation of the fringe swaying and releasing the seeds. And I kind of like to think of the seeds or thoughts or dreams or anything along those lines being planted. Because sometimes you might be in a situation where you can't just come out and tell the truth. So you kind of quietly plant things. And you might not see it come to fruition and grow, but at least you're there. And so it's always good to remember to be kind, as best you can be, and be utmost and upright, and on your way of life, and through power of example, and plant those seeds in a good way. When I see that fringe swaying, because sometimes, I am human and I forget. And also today, in my community, we celebrated my great aunt Grace birthday. She turned 100 today. Could you imagine that? 100 years old. All those wonderful stories that she shares. And I remember listening to the stories when I took time off of high school to take care of my great-grandparents for a short period of my time. Of course, they were fluent speakers in the language, so I didn't understand too much. So my grandmother, when she had the opportunity, when she was there, she'd translate all the beautiful creation stories and stories of hunting and being, in the forest. And if my great-grandparents were alive today, they would be 130. So just to let you know. But anyways, this is the woman's traditional song. And I'm going to sing it the best way I know how. And maybe you can feel the fringe swaying. Or maybe you can pick that up and take it with you. It is sung in different ways, but this is the way it was brought to me. And I'm really sorry, I can't remember the person's name that brought it to Anishinaabe Health. So here it goes. Yeah, 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 way ya hera. Yeah, 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 way ya hera. Way ya hera. Way ya hera. Way ya. Way ya ho ya ho way ya hey yo. Way ya hey da. Way ya hey da. Way ya hey da. Way ya hey da. Way ya. Way ya ho ya ho way ya hey yo. Way ya hey da. Way ya hey yo. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, oh yeah, way, yeah, hey yo. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, oh yeah, way, yeah, hey yo. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, oh yeah, way, yeah, hey yo. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, hey da. Way higher, oh yeah, way, yeah, hey yo. Woohoo! Guess who come dancing in here, right? Sue's here. Oh,
Hey!
And here's good old Sam. Welcome. I just did the women's traditional, gave a little condensed story. So I hope you caught that fringe, the seeds being planted, the happiness, the joy, the pain, the sorrow of life as you're moving along on this pathway of the good way. So I just shared a little bit of this week. Sound like it's smart. Start the smudge pot. Sorry, my dentures. I just acknowledged my great aunt's birthday today. She's turning 100. Whoa, yeah. She used to be an army nurse during World War II, which is kind of cool. So she's got stories, and fluent speaker, and yeah, it's all good. So I get to, we did a little Zoom thing with her, and Saturday I'm going to go down there and see her in person.
Where at?
Wanda.
Oh,
Good old Wanda.
Yeah. French
fries,
Wanda.
Chicken.
No, burgers.
No, fish and chips shack.
Mrs. H's.
We used to joke around because, I'm still learning. I'm still learning the language, right? Because I'm one of those generations, because I was a 60s scoop survivor, but I was reunited back to my family. We were separated for like 4 years. And during that experience, when we came back, of course, the damage was already done. We were separated from our mom, and my mom's voice was lost. And we came to the city, and she chose not to teach us the language. So my generation, my siblings and I never learned it. And just on the part on the language, don't feel sorry, right? Because now I'm an adult and I have that opportunity to learn.
Wait, you're an adult?
Yeah, actually.
We're all adults.
I think so. I hope so. Not by heart, but by age, I'm an adult. Sometimes I misbehave. That's why I have people that come and say, Sandra, behave yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay, but I usually don't say too much. Mm-hmm. I just laugh. But I'm an instigator. I start things and I quietly go up. And then when the vines go blowing up, right, I'm gone. And then I hear about it later, 2 weeks later, from people. You know what happened? And I'm like, that's only when I'm being naughty. I'm never bad. But anyways, I never learned the language. But as an adult, I have opportunities to learn it. And there are some great people out there that do know the language, that will take the time out, not to sit with you 24/7, but will teach you. It helps when you're in community, when it's around you. But I do know in my community, they never spoke it openly. like even in the administration office or the band office, only at home in the house. It's just the way it is. And now things have changed. And then when you went off community, they only spoke English. But my great grandfather, he spoke all the Six Nations, right? Because he spoke Tuscarora, Oneida, Seneca, Mohawk, and what are the other ones? Cayuga, and there's the other one. And he spoke French and he spoke English. Wow. Fluently. So that was amazing. He spoke 8 languages fluently. So did my great grandmother. Nice. Yeah. But my mom only knew the Six Nations. She never learned in English. She never learned the French. They learned the French because they came originally from Ganawagi, Oka region. Mm-hmm. And they were little when they were relocated. But my mom was raised at Lata and was in Ontario. But she did pick up a few Ojibwe, the Anishinaabe language, because for some reason we turned right, went north, in the heart of Ojibwe country. Go figure. And then we laugh, not in a bad way, because we love our neighbors. We have good relations everywhere we go. So, anyways, enough of my stories. I took up a good 20 minutes.
You did good.
I did good. Okay.
Who turned 100, you said? Sorry?
My grandaunt.
Your grandaunt?
That great aunt.
So
I
your
call her
great grandmother?
No, my great grandma, she's gone. She would have been 130 if she were alive today. She died when she was 99.
This one's for her then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey. Ooh. It was in my head too.
You know, I gotta see her.
No, not that one.
Oh, and I don't know.
Hey, you know, some days I can really sing this good, and some days I just can't get it right. Happy birthday to you. Way oh, hey oh, hi, hey oh, hey.
So this is her invitation. There's a picture of her.
Are we going?
I don't know if you want to drive me. This is my grand aunt. Her name's Grace Stewart. September 14th, 2021. But that's today. 100 is a big number. It is reserved only for very few individuals. Achieving 100 years is difficult. It requires a great character, intelligence, determination, kindness, strength, and most especially a sense of humor.
I guess I'm living to over 100 then.
She has all these great attributes and more. And then it goes on. As a Mohawk, Grace has the gift of a strong family. John and Esther White provided a solid foundation for living. Grace succeeded in grade school and high school despite the absence of a basic system of education in the community. Grace lives a life in two worlds, as so many Mohawks have. All the while, she has maintained the values learned here at Waka. Grace has had many friends in her life, and even now has friends many years her junior, who appreciate her wisdom and strength. It's not an easy thing to live independently at 100 years old. Yeah, she's not in a nursing home. This lady, she drives, she cooks, she cleans, she does her own laundry. Like she's independent.
Yeah.
We're not talking nursing home.
Sweet.
She bakes cakes, maintains flower gardens, and is an inverted advocate reader. It takes part in many discussions on world affairs and has defined options on the politics of our daily lives and is present to live that life fully with humor. And that's all I'm going to say. Don't read the rest. Goes on. But I mean, sense of humor. So I can see why you're kind of, got stuck in the song there. Oh, it comes good, and sometimes it's kind of laugh at it. Don't do that. Okay, so we did the birthday
Busy sewing all day.
Sewing? I haven't had a chance to sew in a few days. Miss it.
I only left the house once today. Just too busy sewing, getting ready.
Getting ready.
Curve Lake powwow this weekend.
Oh, is it this weekend?
Yeah.
That's a good one. At least it was a few years ago. I don't know if it's still good, but I mean, 15 years ago when I went, it was good. So they're having something there to gain. Then
So who's wait? Who's
that's my great grandma. That's her parents, Esther and John White.
My family's last name is White.
Yeah, but you're Blackfoot.
Yeah, but I like. But it's funny that it's so with my family, they were forced to change their name to that, to White.
I don't know what their name was before. Well, a lot of our names they had to force them.
They were forced, especially my grandfather, because when my great grandpa, he went to fight in the war, World War I. And they forced him to change his name in order for him to actually go to war.
Yeah, well, a lot of people were forced to change their last names because it all depends on the reverend that oversaw. And that's the difference. Back then, we were treated as children of the queen, like of the state, and we couldn't make decisions for ourselves. We couldn't vote. We couldn't fight for our country. We couldn't get an education. We couldn't run a business. And through the hard work over the years, many, many years of many, many people, things have changed where there's much more better opportunities. I'm not saying it's perfect.
No, it's far from perfect.
It's far from perfect, but it's better than what it used to be. You know, we used to get passes to leave the reserve. And so they were forced to change their names like back then to, a white name. And I guess that was the name when I don't know the full story because now where they came, but my great grandfather,
Yes,
figure
no.
that's 4 generations back behind me. I was the 5th generation. And I never knew my great grandparents, but my mom remembers.
I remember the one memory I do have of my great grandpa on my mom's side, God rest her soul, was my grandpa White and my grandma White. And I remember just being a baby because my great grandfather lived to be 97, I believe.
Mm.
And my great grandma just died in 86. So I was able to see my great grandma, but I have pictures which I cherish me with my great grandpa because it's always a baby. I was a baby though.
I was about, I guess, almost 18 when my great grandfather passed on. And then I was 19 when my great grandma passed on.
It's 11 when my great grandma.
So I knew them. So I was able to learn those strong foundation and exposed to that. But anyways, so speaking of the church nowadays, things have changed. There's been a little bit of work, still more work to be done, but it is changing. And now they're starting to listen to us. Now we're able to vote. Now we're able to get an education. There's doctors, lawyers. And I know there's still a lot of people still angry about the church and the Indian residential school legacy, and rightfully so. But then you get a point in your life where it's kind of like, okay, you're sorry, don't do it again, so let's work together. So they're being more receptive, but there's still some resistance.
I think the only reason why there is resistance because no one's taking accountability for what's actually happened with respect to the residential schools and everything that has taken place over the many years. Them not taking accountability, no one, and the government not taking the accountability for it. Yeah, they're trying, but
They make a holiday.
acknowledge that you were wrong in what you and the churches back then did, and figure out a plan to reconciliate so that everyone is considered equal, especially Indigenous, because
Well, it makes you kind of wonder how this country was, Canada was built, right? Why, this is my personal opinion, where the second language is French. Well, who are the ones who fought alongside the British, right? Was the Iroquois, the Mohawks. You think the second language would be Mohawk, right? Because the Mohawks and the British, there was wars against New France, which is now today Quebec. But that's my opinion. I could be wrong. It's okay, but it is what it is. But it makes you kind of wonder that maybe perhaps. But then when you want a second language, it's like this. You can't just pick Mohawks, right? Like there's how many? What I heard 500 different Indigenous languages and across Canada, right? So which one do you pick, right? So then I say, okay, well then pick French. Be done with it, right? Because our people, we tend to, way back when we used to fight amongst each other over territory and all that, but over the years we become stronger by unifying and get that strength. And so now Ojibways, Anishinaabe, and the Iroquois Confederacy and the Mohawks, we all get along now because there's a peace treaty, which didn't happen 5 years ago. We're talking like 170 years ago, a peace treaty happened, right? So, yeah, but there are some people born in this world that just love to fight, and they want to fight. They're still fighting. But anyways, let's sing songs. We're here to have fun. Enough of the good, the bad, and the ugly, and the pretty.
That's the canoes they paddle.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Unity Stomp, right? We have a song on the water drum. And not the whole song, but there's parts of it where it's kind of. And we do that and call the Unity Stomp. We're calling in all nations to come in and join creation, because that's what you're doing in ceremonies in the longhouses, being embraced in creation, and that's why it's so beautiful when you're there, because you're part of, not separate, and we're not kings and queens, right? We're just a part of. And I don't have the comment section up there. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to get there. I don't know how to do that. So, oh, there it is. There's a little box there that says chat. Woo! Let's check it out. Hey, I clicked on it. Oh, there we go. Oh, my sisters gave us a hug, a heart. Hi, Megan. Hi, Brant. And then Megan goes, I hope I made it that long. Yeah, I hope so. And Betty says, happy birthday. Oh, it says one of my streams is having a hard time connecting. Oh, too bad. So, yeah. And more messages.
Well, I got the perfect song for you.
Oh, hi, Sandy. Hi, you can call me Sandy. And I also call Sue, late for Sue, dinner time. And there's Sammy over there. The three S's. Three Musketeers.
Snake medicine.
the beauty of that song, which Maggie Paul used to bring, Mi'kmaq songs like to play in the leads. And sometimes they'll draw out that one note and see who can keep the longest, and that's the game. You know, when you're drumming, you can have fun with it, you know. Especially when you're kicking around here in my house. I like to have fun when I'm drumming. And I know some of us get serious sometimes and I get cut-eye. So don't give me cut-eye. I'm not a professional. Come get me if I ever have my own CD.
Okay, this is the callback song. Okay?
Callback.
I'll
What?
sing something.
Callback
then you-
911 or
Yeah, then you gotta sing it. What I sing, then you sing it.
like callback, like hello.
Yeah. Exactly.
Like an echo. Hello. Anybody home? No. Come back next week.
Who lives in a pineapple
Who lives in a pineapple
underneath the deep blue sea?
underneath the deep blue sea?
SpongeBob, SquarePants,
Where of the spare pants?
SpongeBob, SquarePants,
Spare pants.
Who lives in a pineapple
Who lives in a pineapple
underneath the deep blue sea?
underneath the deep blue sea?
SpongeBob, SquarePants, SpongeBob, SquarePants, SpongeBob, SquarePants. Who lives in a pineapple? Who lives in a pineapple underneath the deep blue sea? Underneath the deep blue sea.
SpongeBob, SpongeBob, SquarePants, SquarePants.
SpongeBob, SquarePants, SpongeBob, SquarePants.
You're looking at me for to say, come on, jump in, when you told me that I'm supposed to mimic you. You're so funny. Not supposed to point.
Oh, that one over there.
Oh, no, yeah, your short little finger there. How'd you lose your finger?
Skill saw.
Skill saw. What are you doing, building your house? No. No.
I was just fucking around. I was just playing around.
That's okay. Didn't listen to your dad, eh?
Nope.
So don't go there, not let you supervise. Nope, you have to do it.
I just had to do it.
Just have to do it.
Yeah.
Sounds like me how I lost my finger. Don't go on those launchers, Sandra. You got, you're a kid. And of course, I put it together, and my finger got cut and jammed in the joints there where the thing would lay down. And of course, I sat on it and swoosh, crushed the finger. I lost part of it. So, needless to say, there goes in my violin career. And I'm not joking because I did play the violin for 17 years. One of my dreams was to become play in the string, was it orchestra?
String quartet.
Quartet, yeah. But and follow that famous Mohawk violinist.
It was a guitar.
It was a violinist in Toronto. He was a Mohawk. We didn't have that many role models. It was a violinist or the best cross country runner.
Or the best snagger.
I'm talking like in the 60s and 70s. Right? We didn't have that many role models. Now we got tons. You can pick and choose one every day if you want. Tons of beautiful role models.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't have many back then. Now I want to be a judge.
I'd love to be a judge.
I'd love to be a judge too. I'd let everybody out. Come on! Let's have a powwow. Social.
I'd let some of them out, and then I'd throw some of them in. Probably the ones I don't like, I'd throw in, just for the sake of throwing them in.
All right. Well, what about that, eh? What would you want to be? We're talking about we want to be judges. Okay. I hope I made it, that long. Happy birthday. Hi, Sandy. That's it? Come on. Gotta get some action happening here. Come on, talk, everybody. How was your week? I hope it was good. If not, we'll change that.
Okay.
What?
What's your song pick?
What's your song pick?
Pick something fun.
Yours.
Oh yes. No, you're gonna sing. You come here to sing, so you sing.
Okay, well, I'm still learning, so how?
It's okay.
You're not gonna learn by just sitting. You learn by doing.
Did you see that red-tailed deer? Tail goes boop, 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 bumps around. Wait, yeah, hey, yeah.
Saw your ponytail going.
Oh, it's like the red deer tail. Sorry, my dentures get in the way. It's new. I'm just trying to get used to it. I lost a shoot during the early part of COVID, and I'm waiting for the settlement for the 60 school, so I can make a payment on what do you call it, implant, because INAC doesn't pay for it. Implants.
Why don't you just keep what you got?
Walk around toothless and say, all I want for Christmas is a tooth.
No, you just, what do you got, a cap? Or what is
Oh,
that?
it's a denture. It's a denture clips in.
Nothing
Well,
wrong
it's
with that.
it's thick on the top, so I have problems with my S's and T's and right because it's thick. It's on the roof. So I want to get.
I've never seen a one-tooth clip-on. I've only because I have partials, right?
Yeah.
So I've never
Well,
seen the one-tooth.
They made it because it's in the front. You should see my niece's husband, my I guess nephew-in-law. He used to be he almost went professional. I think it was professional hockey. All his teeth were gone, and he went and tried it, and his work insurance wouldn't cover it when he put it in. So he said you have to get it in partials, and of course when it was all work done and everything, about a week later, the dental work plan approved that if you want implants, they'll cover it. Oh, was it so bad? Because he just got his partials all done. And it was like a week later. Then they finally not just approved him, but approved it for everybody. Oh, what is that? Oh, wow. Yeah, he was like, I do.
Well, at this
But
rate,
Indian Affairs won't cover it.
they'll just give you dentures.
Or maybe they'll pay for your partials.
Yeah, they paid
Not
for
full.
they paid for mine, my partials. Yeah.
They're so cheap.
They actually paid for my hearing aids too. $8,000. Like, where the hell am I gonna come up with $8,000 so I can hear? I'll just get one of those little, you know, those funnels.
With a cane.
Go to the dollar store and get a funnel.
One of those trumpets. What'd you say, honey? We're talking.
It's all good, but
It's all good,
you
but
know the funny thing is that I don't even care.
I wish I could pay for my front tooth. It's gotta come out of my pocket.
That's because it's cosmetic.
What, a front tooth?
The implants are cosmetic because it's
Yeah.
surgery. That's why they will cover it.
We should cover something. Because with this, what I have now, I can't bite into it.
No.
Well, the implants you won't be able to either,
Yeah, I can.
not for the first year.
Yeah. Well, my friend
So
has
I'm
all.
gonna eat an apple for a whole year.
Just for a year, that's a little sacrifice
I can eat meat.
on the side. I know you can't eat on the side. You have nothing on the side. They're all gone now.
I had to chew mine in the front. But I think when I go to the dentist, I have a feeling he's gonna tell me he's gotta pull it all out.
Oh, and that's tomorrow.
That's tomorrow morning.
Oh.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be gumming it for a while.
See what happens when you get all the old folks around? We're young. We're the young seniors. And we're already talking dentures. Wait till the middle of the night, later on in the evening when we start talking about farting
Oh, God.
and bowel movements. I used to work in the nursing home when I was younger. That's all they talk about. I can fart bigger than you can. You're six. Apologize.
I don't know why people think it's such a big thing when you fart. Yeah, it's go all out.
Yeah, I'm just seeing all the looks I got on the subway yesterday.
Oh, I can clear a line if I really want.
That's all I did was, and everyone was like, I was on the side, but I couldn't stop.
Is
I
it
kept
break
coming.
time yet?
It might be break time.
I
No,
guess
not
so.
Not yet.
No.
Well, we can call breaks. Let's see. Anybody have any songs requests? Because now we're talking about farting. No, nobody's talking. Oh, but the number's gone up.
Sandra.
That wasn't me. Doing raspberries. Speaking of raspberries. Ow! Oh, she banged her head. Ouch! Ouch! Any berry songs, you know?
No.
No. Okay. But my arm was sore after that last song.
Let's see what else. I mean, you know who I've been thinking about? I don't know if you. I think you remember her, Maura. I was thinking about Maura last month or so.
Oh.
Only because I remember her telling me that her feet used to tingle. She wears socks to bed. So ever since my feet started doing the same thing, I cheeks.
Tingly feet.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I have a pinched nerve. Pinched nerve. Yeah, I don't know where that pinched nerve is, but it sure
Must be
tingling my
pressure.
feet.
Pressure. Full of hot air.
Maybe. I must have a pinched nerve in my brain or something. This was her favorite song. Oklahoma Sunny Southern song.
Oh, is it?
That
You know
was-
what it reminds me of? Just every time you hear that song is being in the back of a pickup truck bouncing around on the way of going to town to the fabric store, which we got to go like once every 3 or 4 months. And then we go do a big grocery shopping. But just bouncing around having a good time. Of course I was a kid, so I got stuck in the back of the pickup truck.
Oh, I love driving or being in the back of the pickup. We used to go play baseball all the time on the weekends and go sit in the back of the truck.
And on
That
the way
was
to the
through
game.
church, yeah. The church over
Just imagine. We did something. Not everything, but something.
there. You It's all dusty on the res road. Just go like this and you're all dusty.
Hey, come here, got some dust.
All right, we're gonna take a break. 15
Yes.
minute break. We'll be
15
right back.
minutes. Figure out your music tunes here, right? We want a song list happening here, or else we'll be stuck trying to figure out songs. So how do I do this now? I go Ooh, something happened here.
That's what I said. You cut us off the stream.
No, I didn't.
Get out of that thing.
I don't know. Oh, well, anyways, we're back on. They can see us, but we got this big thing there. Sorry for being late. We're talking about leggings and beading, and I had a lot of questions. Just to show you, I've been talking. I've known Sue now, what, 12 years?
Yep.
And from the beginning, I talked about making a jingle dress, and we even went out and bought the fabric. It's sitting in my bin. But now I'm really interested. So I went to the bead store, and here I made a little string of all the different colors, whoops, that I'm going to use in my design, and the beads here. And I'm wearing it on my wrist, and it reminds me of the colors. And I've done quite a few jingle dresses in the community for women, not beginning to end. I've helped guide them. And some of them were phenomenal and the bomb. And some of them were like, eh. I had one person put their jingle dress together with glue and staples.
Oh my gosh.
And she got upset because I took it apart. I said, that won't stay. And she was offended, but hey, I said, come on. Hot glue and staples? Anyways, and I'm sure you have some horror stories when you shared with other women, right? On their jingle dresses. But I'm being more adamant. So I have my design, I have my colors, my beads, and I went out and got the fabric with Sue, a week ago? And yeah, because I helped them draft up their pattern and all that. And putting together the cloth part is easy. It's the bead work.
Mm-hmm.
And
that appliques best.
Yeah, appliques good. But it's okay to applique, and then through the winter you bead on top of the applique. Because then sometimes when you're beading, you have little spaces.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's on top of the applique, if you have a group of blue, then you'll have the blue. Because I've seen some women go in and fill in with marker those little white spots with whatever color their background. So we were talking about the lazy stitch, the filler on the leggings. And that's why we're late. And I apologize, but we'll make up for it. So let's go off and end with a bang.
You'll have to get used to dancing to this song.
step, right? And I start with my right.
Start with your left. As you're moving in the left direction.
Oh, count clockwise. See, I'm a Mohawk. We want to do things opposite. Start with the right and go right. Counter.
Yeah.
And you know the differences. You know why things go clockwise? Because you're following around the sun like the universe and the way the stars are. And that's why things go clockwise. But with Haudenosaunee, our teachings counterclockwise because that's the way the world spins. The earth itself spins counterclockwise. So when the planet itself goes around the sun, it's clockwise, and the planet itself goes counterclockwise, and that's how you get gravity. And that's how we complement each other.
Nice.
The Snobbic and then the Haudenosaunee. We get centered with gravity because we go one way and the other way, and
I suppose you can go whichever way that you're taught your teachings.
yeah. But then when you're at a powwow, they get upset when you do it counterclockwise.
It's your teachings, right?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. People will be like,
Depends on the territory you go to, too.
yeah, I know it. But I'm just saying, if I were to do all this dances counterclockwise at a powwow, some might chase me away because I'm not following the flow,
Gotcha.
especially if I'm in Anishinaabe territory. The beauty about Watatu is we have a monthly social, and we invite other drums to come. The big drum comes from around the area, so we get to share, and we do different ways. And we have so much fun. There's so much sharing, and even the food is slightly different. But we have lots of fun. It's a big hoot, and sometimes we do things wrong, and we laugh.
And when's the next social?
And we laugh. And the beauty about songs is some of them are chants, and some of them are in the language, and some of them are in English. But that's the way the song came, and it's all fun. And sometimes we learn from each other, and we'll take a certain stuff, like that song that we sang, and I said, oh, it sounds like a Mohawk Unity song. Well, it's not a bad thing, it's about sharing. And that's the beauty about powwows, is meeting friends, meeting relatives, eating good food, shopping on the vendor's table, and having a few dances, a few sweat, like, "Ugh," and just laugh at each other. Just have fun. That's why I like it. I don't get to go out much. Some like to go on the powwow trip. I don't think I can keep up with that.
You can go on the seniors.
Well, I was told
That's where I'm going to be dancing is seniors.
the young group. I figure when I do the jiggle, like as long as I do one round, that'll be good. I don't know how the fancy shawl would do. Man, they move their arms, they do everything.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be a jingle dress dancer. Not too many fancy shawls. There are some fancy shawls, but not many.
I was going to go with the men's fancy.
Yeah.
I was going to do the men's fancy. Then COVID hit. Then I got lazy. I could see myself dancing out there and spinning around, and all of a sudden, boom,
Just fall over.
I'm done now. I did it.
Take me now. Brush it off.
But if you're going to dance fancy, this is your song.
put in an extra shake.
And
Got caught. Isn't that fun, the spot dances? Tell me about the spot dances at the powwow, Sue.
spot dances, usually the arena director will pick a spot in the dance area. Just they'll pick a spot, and you dance to maybe several songs. Depends on. It's kind of like a giveaway sort of. You could win money. You could win T-shirts or whatever they have. Right. So as you're dancing, everybody's dancing, and then the song stops, and wherever the arena director had his spot will go along. Right? Or they'll do it where they'll put the arena director out on the dance floor right at the front. They'll tell them, walk to the left 6 steps, walk to the right 15 steps, or whatever, right? Whatever the announcer says. That's where he stops. Whoever's standing right beside him is the person he wins.
Yeah, but it's all in fun. And sometimes the drum will stop.
Yep.
And people it's fun to watch. Everyone having fun.
All right, everyone. We've come to the end of our session, so we're going to sing you a traveling song. Wish you all a great week. And thank you to the Toronto Urban Native Ministry for this chance to have some drumming every week, just to have that bit of healing for the week. So with that, see
And,
you next week, same time, same
It's
back
Saturday, was it, whose powwow is it?
channel. Curve Lake Powwow this weekend.
Yeah, this week in Curve Lake. Be there or be square. See everyone next week. Have a good week.
Almost walked away with Sandra's stick.
Oh, you can't walk away with my stick.